Greetings from Big Ten Media Days in Las Vegas. Ari, we talked to Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State's incredible receiver, best receiver in the country, best returning offensive player in the country.
One of the best offensive players I've ever seen. Is that fair to say?
You can say that now.
Okay.
But it's very
It was
interesting.
offensive a year ago, but now I hope everyone's on board.
Well, it's something we talked to him about is what is it? How do you deal with people telling you could be the greatest receiver of all time? I think that's probably as hard to deal with as people telling you you're terrible.
Yeah. Probably not quite as much.
Maybe not.
I like when people tell me I'm cool.
But it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
But he lived up to every ounce of the hype last year. And now he goes into this season trying to do more, do better.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, as we stand in front of a mural of Big Ten schools that looks just like the college football video game cover, he is the face of it. He's on the video game. He is somebody who has a national championship ring. He hasn't just lived up to what he was supposed to be. He's somehow one of the rare instances of having insane levels of hype that surpassed it as a true freshman. You don't see that very often, and I think there's a reason for that.
In this interview, though, you bring up a potential alternate history, an alternate timeline that could have been very different, because I don't know how many people remember this, but when Jeremiah Smith signed with Ohio State, he didn't immediately sign with Ohio State. There was a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of time that passed. Miami was the school that was in on him. He's obviously from South Florida. And you said, what would have happened had you gone to Miami?
Miami had one of the best offenses of the last decade last year, and we won't remember it because their defense was so bad. But I just trying to imagine plopping him into that equation.
Oh, it would have been incredible.
And Jacoby George and the running backs and Cam Ward.
It wouldn't have mattered how bad the defense was in most of those games.
How many teams, just off the top of your head, Andy, have had multiple first number one overall picks on their team at the same time on offense in the recent past? I'm sure Alabama's done it. I just can't remember. But that number one overall picks, I think, would be rare.
Right. Because and we don't know, because there will obviously be good quarterbacks the year he comes out.
Yeah.
But
in
most years, he's the number one pick in the draft. Jeremiah Smith
is, and even if it's 2 or 3, the point is taken that they in that conference they were already highly successful. I don't know if they would have won the national title because their defense was poor, but if they averaged X number of points,
Miami fans, you may want to shield your eyes so you don't think about what might have been. But it was very interesting to hear that, because we always think about these guys that usually just sign the papers and that's that.
Yeah, and he was on the phone with somebody very interesting.
Very interesting. So watch Jeremiah Smith talking to me and Ari. You're going to learn something today. Okay, we are here with Jeremiah Smith. Pretty good wide receiver.
As you were doing the video stuff, I was like, so how are things going? He goes, that's pretty good. And I was like, yeah, I can think of some people I'd rather not be.
This T-shirt, by the way, is incredible. The NBA Jam with you and Emeka.
Yeah.
That is, when did you get that? And, well, first of all, you were not born when NBA Jam was popular.
I wasn't, no.
Are you aware of?
I don't even know what it is. I just put the shirt on.
You should go play the game.
You got to see this game. You got to play this game.
It's a 2-on-2 full court basketball game, and you can dunk from like half court and stuff.
Okay.
It's like, this is what.
If you make 3 shots in a row, you can't miss. You're on fire.
Yeah. But I guess my life goal would be to be on a T-shirt, but I don't know what I would have to do.
Well, we had Caleb Downs earlier, and we asked him what Coach Mick did to, make him forget that y'all won a national title and work. There was still work to be done. He said he made me go against Jeremiah every time.
Yeah, something like that. Me and Caleb, we went out in the summer. I went out with Sunny Styles as well. I went against all the guys that you could think of, man. Just making each other better each and every day. So yeah.
Jeremiah, your career, your life journey has gone pretty according to plan, I would say, right? Like, you go to Ohio State, true freshman, you're breaking records, you're making big plays in the playoff, and you're a national champion. Now me, think that you have a chance to be one of the best receivers ever. Is this everything that you expected out of your college experience? And, have you taken a minute to step back and go, holy crap, this all already happened for me?
Not if I'm being honest, not this early. I didn't expect success to be this early, especially in my freshman year. Everything that came at me so fast. So I'm just taking it all in is all a blessing, but haven't really hit me yet. But still taking it all in.
We were talking to Coach Hartline about this before the national title game, because he was saying that part of his job is making sure you got to be coached hard.
Yeah.
How do you deal with everybody you see telling you you're going to be the best receiver in the history of the world?
Just try to block it all out. I don't like listening to that type of stuff. I mean, I guess it comes with it, but
Is that as bad as somebody telling you suck?
so yeah, same thing, because they could tell you good, and then you have a bad play or a bad game. Next thing they talking bad about you on social media. So I don't really like listening to that type of stuff. I just like to stay consistent and being the best version of myself each and every day I go out there on the field.
My favorite moment of the offseason was we were doing a podcast or a show with Brandon Marshall, and they were talking about NIL, and he showed you his bank account, and he showed you his, and yours was bigger. What did that feel like? He said Jeremiah's got more than me.
It was a good joke, something like that. But Brandon Marshall was a cool guy. I met him when I was 13, 12 years old. Always been cool to me, and truly a blessing being a great receiver in the league.
In a serious note, though, I covered Ohio State for a long time before this job, and there were players that were excellent that didn't make it in the NFL. You have to wait a few more years, unfortunately, to get to that point. But what's it like to know that your accomplishments have been compensated financially, that you've already been able to profit from greatness?
Like I said, it's a blessing. NIL helped many kids, me, people around the country as well. I mean, just be able to help our families. That's really the biggest thing.
But you earned it too.
You earned it, yeah. You earned it, but this NIL is really nothing. I'm trying to get to the big league. I'm trying to get to the second contract. That's what the big money is. So NIL, that's really nothing right now. I'm trying to get to this.
When did you start learning about all that stuff?
11? When you were 11?
Yeah, something like that when I was very young. Just having a cousin that's in the NFL, just he had a dad, and his dad come back and tell me certain things, and I just take heed to it and listen. So yeah.
Do you feel like you had an advantage learning that stuff early?
Kinda, a little bit, I should say. Especially with my cousin that's in the NFL, he got experience, and just listening to him, picking his brain, and my uncle, he been around it as well. So just picking brains from them too, and listening to my dad as well.
If you could go back to your 10-year-old self and tell him about all of this stuff that's happened in the last couple of years, what would you say?
What would I say?
What advice would you give?
Probably just keep.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. I don't know. Just keep going. How's it say?
Yeah.
That's all. Just keep going.
One last question, because you got to go, Jeremiah, but I was curious about this.
Yep.
National Signing Day, you did not sign a letter of intent for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought that you might be going to Miami. You don't have to tell me exactly what the holdup was, but
you can.
I'm kind of like
it'd be funny if you were like stuck in a bathroom.
What happened? What took so long? And have you thought, if you went to Miami, they would have won the national championship last year? Because a lot of people in South Florida think you might have been the missing piece with Cam Ward and the boys down there.
Oh, yeah, I see that. But what went into that, me taking a long period of time to send my NIL in is just paperwork, stuff like that, business side of things. But that night, I definitely talked to Cam Ward, thought about something, but it really.
So you did have thoughts of going, because they had one of the best offenses ever, and if you were on the team.
How did you break it to? Because Cam's intense. How did he take it when you broke it to him? You were going on.
I didn't really tell him. We just got on the phone, and he was like, "What you gonna do?" I was like, "I don't know. Then like a couple hours later, I sent the NIL, and
have you spoken to him since?
I haven't spoken to him since.
Oh well. Hey, I think you did the right thing.
Yeah,
I think
so.
it worked out. Yeah, I hope he doesn't. I hope he's not mad at you.
No, I don't think so.
Because it's possible that the Titans might still stink by the time you're you might be. I don't know. We'll see. So thanks, Jeremiah. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Yes, sir.
I don't think Cam Ward's mad at him. I think Cam Ward probably is like anybody else who loves the U, and is going. It would have been so amazing.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out for Cam Ward too. I know they didn't win the playoff or anything, but they were a very good team, and hopefully they were the next era of Miami Hurricanes that bring that program back. And of course, being the number 1 overall pick, you don't want to burn bridges, because there's a high likelihood that Jeremiah Smith could be teammates one day.
The Titans are going to have to play well to not be in a position to draft Jeremiah Smith.
NFL and college football works. It's a very big world, but it's also a very small world where paths tend to cross multiple times without, him going to the Titans would be like the least surprising thing in the world.
Well, let's talk about Jeremiah Smith now, because this is a guy who will come in with, again, all the hype in the world. I don't know how you cover him. I still don't know how you cover him, although he's about to play a team that did its best to cover. Now, Texas is got its secondary revamped, but Texas kept Jeremiah Smith in check, probably at the expense of everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think too that, from a statistics standpoint, it might be hard to duplicate what he did last year. But if you dictate two of your defensive backs and covering him, and he has 6 receptions for 41 yards, and Carnell Tate goes for 180, he's done his job too. So like it's I don't know. Like he said in the video that he doesn't like when people gas him up, because when he turns his back, if he has a bad game, I don't know that there's a scenario where people could say with a straight face that he's not good. Like, I mean, it's just,
he's phenomenal. It's just a matter of how high is the ceiling. And I realize a lot of people get tired of the hyperbole, but I think now that we've seen him play an entire year and he's proven it on the field, like it's not really hyperbole. Like it is legitimately realistic to say that there may be a point 5 years from now where Jeremiah Smith is the best wide receiver in the sport.
Last year, it was like week 3. And we did the outrageous segment.
I think we said that.
I said that he's the best player in college football.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are really who he's going to be chasing now.
But you remember the reaction when I said he is the best player in college football as a true freshman 3 games into it. Everyone's like, "Oh, hold your horses." It's like, dude, it's the same thing with Lagway. Do you have eyes? Like, I mean, like it's not.
But it's not the same thing with Lagway, because Jeremiah Smith came out and did it as a freshman over and over and over again.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's kind of. You don't really need to see all that much to know there's something there.
Yeah, he is an incredibly special player, and you just stand next to him, and you think, how in the world does anyone ever cover this man?
And we overdo freak and alien and stuff, but he is
because he runs faster than most of the fastest receivers. His body control is incredible. He's big. He's strong.
His hands are insane.
Yeah,
like, there's no weakness in his game. He can block. He's thick. He's sturdy. Like everything there is to know to like about a player, you like about him.
The best returning player in college football, and now might not have been in scarlet and gray, but I think all the Ohio State fans are glad he is.